From the Home Slice News Center, this is the Daily Slice for Tuesday, March 7th, 2023. I'm D-Ray Knight. This is what's going on. The South Dakota legislature passed a bill Monday that adds post-traumatic stress disorder to the list of approved medical marijuana certifications. SB 1 passed the House 36-32. The bill also allows the legislature to determine which ailments or disorders qualify for medical marijuana. Now, the State Department of Health makes those determinations. The measure previously passed the Senate and now goes to Governor Kristi Noem for her consideration. Meanwhile, in Pierre, a bill forbidding spouses of legislators from lobbying was killed in the House. Amy Rose explains.
The South Dakota House defeated a bill Monday that prohibited a legislature's spouse from being a lobbyist. SB 197 failed 24-44. The bill had previously passed the Senate. Bill's sponsor, Democratic Representative Linda Duba from Sioux Falls, said the bill was not targeting any specific legislature, but closed an ethics loophole. However, opponents said the bill targeted Republican Senator Julie Fry Mueller, whose husband Mike Mueller is an unpaid lobbyist for South Dakota Citizens for Liberty.
Multiple agencies were called to rescue a camper in Wind Cave National Park over the weekend. Custer County Search and Rescue says they were called to an area south of Rankin Ridge Trailhead just after noon on Saturday. A Wind Cave ranger arrived on the scene first and started treating the camper for hypothermia. Search and Rescue used their UTVs to get to the campsite and take the camper to an ambulance. In national and international news, China's foreign minister has warned that Beijing and Washington are headed for conflict and confrontation if the U.S. doesn't change course. Qin Gang struck a combative tone Tuesday at a moment when relations between the rivals are at a historic low. Qin's harsh language appeared to defy predictions that China might abandon its aggressive wolf warrior diplomacy in favor of a more moderate rhetoric as the two countries face off over trade and technology, Taiwan, human rights, and Russia's invasion of Ukraine. Qin told journalists that Washington's China policy has entirely deviated from the rational and sound track. He spoke on the sidelines of the annual meeting of China's rubber stamp legislature. The Fed chairman will face a U.S. Senate committee today. Amy Rose has the story.
Jerome Powell will likely warn Congress that the Federal Reserve will have to raise interest rates even higher if the measures of the U.S. economy keep coming in hot. The Fed chairman's first appearance before Congress in 9 months coincides with growing signs that the economy remains resilient and inflation still stubbornly high. In the past year, the Fed has raised its benchmark interest rate at the fastest pace in 4 decades to fight high inflation. It's at about 4.6%, its highest level in 15 years. But consumer spending, hiring, and growth have yet to cool.
U.S. and Mexican officials say 4 Americans who traveled to Mexico last week seeking a health procedure got caught in a deadly shootout and were kidnapped. The FBI says their minivan with North Carolina license plates came under fire shortly after entering Matamoros. The city is home of warring factions of the Gulf drug cartel. An eyewitness said gunmen forced one of the victims, a woman, into a pickup truck. The other 3 appeared to be dragged to a truck and were either wounded or dead, but it wasn't clear. Your weather forecast from the Home Slice Weather Center. Winter weather advisory is still in effect. Snow today with accumulations of about an inch. High of 26. Tonight's low, 14. And that was your Daily Slice for Tuesday, March 7th, 2023. The Daily Slice is a production of the Home Slice Media Group, hosted by D-Ray Knight with Amy Rose. Executive producer Mark Houston. Engineered by Chris Jacquez. I'm D-Ray Knight. Have a great day.